All right, guys, welcome back to Hookin' and Cookin'. It is time to try to make something with our discard, even though it's not technically an active starter, but I'm very impatient. It smells like sourdough, the smell's delicious, so I just need 1/3 of a cup. We are gonna do sourdough flour tortillas. I have never made flour tortillas in my life. I have not practiced this recipe, but it's super simple, so let's get to cooking. All right, the first ingredient is 1/3 of cup sourdough starter. So let's get that in. Again, smells really good. I fed it last night. I fed Susan, excuse me. Sorry, Susan. Fed Susan last night. And we are gonna see how this goes. All else fails, it just doesn't have like a sourdough taste to it. I'm using my finger here because I forgot to get a spatula, but that's okay. Okay. And then we need 1/3 of cup of room temperature water. This is probably a little cold, but it is what it is. Room temperature is a loose term. Room temperature. And we have 4 tablespoons of melted butter, which I already melted. So I am using salted butter. It doesn't specify, it doesn't say not to use unsalted, or it doesn't say not to use salted butter. I love salted butter, and I actually like the idea of the tortillas being a little bit salty. And then 1 2/3 cup of flour, which I'm gonna run out of my little container here, so I have the bag open. But we're gonna do 1, I might have just enough. And then 2/3 cup. This is wet, so I'm gonna have to kind of overcompensate a little bit. Oh my gosh, okay. So I need literally 1/8 of a cup more flour. Go over here and get that. Okay. All right, that is it. And then it says, whisk it together with the Danish whisk, which I got a sourdough pack thing, like a sourdough starter kind of kit that came with a bunch of stuff from Nordic something. So I finally got my Danish whisk. So we're whisking that around until combined, and then we add, oh well, I think I added the flour too soon. Let me go ahead and add my salt. Teaspoon of salt. Okay, I don't know where my teaspoon is, but here's 1/2 teaspoon. And okay. All right, our dough is somewhat formed, a little loose. And then knead the dough by hand in the bowl or on a lightly floured counter. So I like the counter thing. So let's sprinkle some flour. I did clean my work surface. All right, we're gonna dump this out. I'm trying to make sure that it all sticks together at least. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see what we get. All right, so we're gonna knead the dough until it becomes smooth and slightly elastic. Okay, see how long that takes. And it's smooth, it's getting smoother already. Now I am not one that's worked with a ton of dough. So I've only made bread, I've tried to make sourdough bread a couple of times unsuccessfully. Maybe we'll remedy that. And I have made bread, but I have a bread maker. So I actually do want to do a discard video using discard in my bread maker. So we'll see how that goes. So definitely coming together, getting smoother. Make sure we're not drying out here. All right, and then I'm not really sure. I mean, I know what elastic means, obviously, but I'm wondering, okay, yeah, it's pretty elastic. Maybe a couple more. So, I mean, that was maybe, I would say 1 to 2 minutes of kneading the dough. Cover the dough and let it rest for 15 minutes. So while it's resting, we are going to get the griddle out that we're gonna use to make the tortillas. This recipe says 6 to 8. So you divide it into 8 equal pieces at 50 grams each. So I'll get my food scale out. Okay, put it in here, put a cover over it, and I will see you after 15 minutes. All right, guys, it's been 15 minutes. I have lightly floured, lightly dusted my work surface, and we're going to I'm just gonna coat it in flour just a little bit so it's not super sticky. And we are going to divide this into 8 50-gram sections. I have this, I don't know what this is called. I know what it is, I know what it's for, I just don't know what it's called. I've never used it. It's been in my kitchen for a long time. I've just rinsed it off. Okay, so we're at grams on my scale, so let's just see. Okay, that's too much. All right, once I get the first one, it should be easy to get the size after that. Let's see. I need 50, 47, 50. All right, so that's one. All right, so who has made homemade flour tortillas with discard or without? And how did it go? I think cooking them is gonna be the easy part. I'm not looking forward to rolling them out necessarily because I feel like I really like thin tortillas. And the recipe says 1/4 inch. But I feel like they would get like, when they cook, do they get thinner? I don't know, or do they get thicker? I guess we'll see. All right, I got 8 tortillas out of that. So I'm gonna roll this up. I don't know if separating them, like tearing apart the little pieces, is good or bad, because I feel like the dough is pretty, like it's in one piece, but I mean this, as I'm rolling this out to get ready to roll, I mean it comes together pretty well. So I'm gonna start in a ball, and let's just see how these roll out. Not done a whole lot of rolling other than pizza dough, so I'm probably gonna butcher this, but it can't be that hard. People do it all the time. It can't be rocket science. Add a little flour so that everything's not sticking to my rolling pin, and I just want it even and I want it thin. So let's just see how big we can get here. And I usually, my pizza, when I roll it out, if it's not perfectly circular, I don't really care. But this one, since it's tortillas, and really I'm just trying to make it to where my son can have some homemade flour tortillas to eat with his, his cheese quesadilla, which is one of his favorite meals. Okay, so I feel like that's not bad. Pretty circular. All right, I'm gonna roll out the rest of them and put some parchment paper or some paper towel in between them so they don't stick together. And then we will cook them on a griddle. See you in a second. All right, we have our stack of 8 sourdough discard flour tortillas, and I'm gonna move everything over to the griddle. They really only need to cook for 1 minute on each side. Everybody knows what a really good done tortilla looks like. So let's go over there and keep going. Okay, so we're gonna do high heat. I think it says, let's see. It says medium-low heat and cook each tortilla. Okay, so this is my hottest burner. This is my favorite burner. Everybody has a favorite burner. This is my favorite burner, but it's also super hot. So like high heat on this, if it says high heat, I put it kind of between medium and high on this one. It is a very hot burner. So I'm gonna start it a little under medium. I know it needs to be hot before we finish. So let me get something to put the finished tortillas on. Hang on. Okay, so cooking them is not gonna take a long time. If I were to do this and not worry about filming and that kind of thing, this probably takes, with the 15 minutes, to roll them out took maybe 30 seconds each. You guys saw me put all the ingredients in, so it's pretty quick, you know, considering these do freeze. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these, taste one, and then freeze the rest. It says that you can freeze them up to 6 months and just put some parchment paper between them. So I'm super excited to have homemade tortillas. All right, let's see how this one goes. I know my pan's not hot enough yet, but I am not patient. So it should puff up, I think, but my pan is not super hot yet. Yeah, just let's see, it's at 1 minute on each side, so let's see if anything happens. Maybe it happens when I flip it. Maybe I'm not being patient enough and it's not cooking. Who knows? First time for everything. The recipe that I got is in this Simply Sourdough book that I got from the Nordic Ware sourdough starter kit that I got, or sourdough kit that I got. So it came with the whisk, it came with a cool pan. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video on it. I thought about it when I was unboxing it, but too late now. right, I think it's been about a minute. This first one might need a little extra attention because my pan just isn't super hot. I don't know if it's gonna puff up or not. I don't know. Let's see. It says in the recipe something about the cheetah spots. Yeah. 1 minute per side or until golden, cheetah-like spots appear. So we all have seen those tortillas with those really pretty kind of brown, darker spots. Not burnt, but where they've been cooked. This is a little anticlimactic, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. I mean, my pan is hot. I'm expecting puffiness, but maybe I shouldn't. Oh. Getting a little puffy here. I'm out of stories, so I don't know how to fill this time. I kind of want to flip it again because this side doesn't look very cooked. This is starting to puff up just a little bit. Maybe they'll be too dense. I want to flip it. Okay, I just want to see if it's brown. Okay, we got a little brown. Oh, we're puffing. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, but how long do I leave it on this side? Oh, it smells good. I can start to smell like tortillas. Yay. Oh, look at that puff. Right here. I've got a little bit of steam here, so let me just see. Okay, all right, I'm gonna call that done. So this next one should be a little bit faster since I think now the heat is where it should be. Let's see. Oh, it smells good. A timer for 1 minute seems a little superfluous here. I don't really use timers, even when I bake. To me, once you smell it, it's almost done. All right, I'll do this one and then turn off the video so you guys don't watch me anymore. And then, yeah, I'm gonna do all 8. Let's just go ahead and taste this one while that one's cooking. Let's see. Ooh, that's good. Okay. That's really good. Mild taste. Not super sourdough. Okay, this is super puffy. You guys see that? I'm gonna flip it. Oh, that's good. It is a little bit dense, but I feel like it could be a number of things. The temperature in my house, it could be that the sourdough starter wasn't really technically sourdough starter. I was a little early. But the flavor is there. The saltiness is perfect between the salt that the recipe calls for and then the salted butter. So good. And I feel like you could roll these out a little thinner even, but man, that's really good. Okay guys, I'm gonna cook the rest of these, let them cool completely, put some paper between them, some parchment paper, and then put them in the freezer. Label them, put them in a freezer bag. Look at that. Yum. And I want you to try. This was super easy. Even if you just make homemade tortillas without the sourdough discard, like that was really easy. So, talk to you guys soon. Let's get to cooking.